Okay, so we're starting Big Ideas Chapter 2. I know it's weird because we had a topic 2 when we were in digits, but I'm going to make sure I put big ideas on everything so that you can keep it separate if you still have that stuff. So we're talking about congruent figures today, and our objective is I can define congruency and identify congruent figures. Okay, so make sure you get that written down. If I write it, you should be writing it. Okay, so here's our key idea for this lesson, and this is kind of gonna go along with everything we're gonna talk about. So, figures that have the same size and the same shape are called congruent figures. Okay, so same size, same shape. Okay, those are my two characteristics of congruent figures. Okay, when we have matching angles, and the way that we know that they're matching, okay, so when they're the same, when I say matching, I mean same, okay, they have the same number of lines. So like if I wanted to say these two angles were equal, I would have 2. If I wanted to say these two were equal, I would have 3. Okay, I wouldn't want to put 1 here again, 1 line here again, unless those were equal to those. Okay, so matching angles or the same angles are called corresponding angles. Okay, and along with that, matching sides are called corresponding sides. And the way that we denote those corresponding sides, kind of similar to the angles, we draw hash marks. Okay, so I'd put 2 on this one, and it doesn't matter which one gets 2 and which one gets 3, as long as you're matching them up correctly. Okay, so we're only going to have corresponding sides when they're the same length. Okay, only going to have corresponding angles when they're the same angle measure. Okay, so example number 1 says the figures are congruent. Name the corresponding angles and the corresponding sides. Okay, so I'm going to show you some ways that we denote angle measures. Okay, or just angle when we're naming angles. Okay, so if I want to name angle A, okay, I write that little. It looks kind of like a. I mean, if you think about it, it looks like the inside of a protractor. Okay, so it's like a L shape, but the L is bent over. Okay, so angle A, and so we have to look over here. Which one do we think is the corresponding angle? Well, I don't think it's that one. That one's too small. That one's too big, too small. I think it's W. Okay, so we're going to say angle W. Okay, and this one's nice because they have it all matched up. So D and Z go together, B and X, C and Y. Okay, so I'm just going to go in order. So angle B and angle X, angle C and angle Y, angle D and angle Z. Gets easier as you figure out which ones are the matches, because then you can't use the same one twice. Okay, so now I'm going to do side lengths. So if A is W and B is X, that means AB has to be WX. So AB and WX, and then I have BC and XY, BC and XY, CD and YZ, and then AD and WZ. If you put these as DA and ZW, that's okay. It doesn't really matter what order because it's the same side. Okay? Okay. Go ahead and do this you try, and I'm going to try to start remembering on the notes to put the quick check score. So you get 1 point for getting this right on when you go to grade your quick check. Okay? Or when you go to put a score in for the quick check. Okay. So two figures are congruent when corresponding angles and corresponding sides are congruent. Okay, so we're going to look for those things. Okay, so We don't necessarily have to have both, okay? But if we know that the sides are equal, all of the sides are the same, like you have a corresponding side in each part of your figure, then it's going to be congruent, okay? And so this little symbol means triangle, okay? And this is my congruency symbol. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, so I rewrote it for you. It's a little squiggly with equals, because it's not, we're not going to say it's equal. We're not going to say it's the exact same triangle, because it's going to have different angle names, okay? But we're going to say it's congruent, so it's almost equal is kind of what we're saying, okay? And then again, there's my hash marks to show those are the same. There's my hash marks to show those angles, C and F, and A and D, okay? So, example number 2, yes, this is meant to be easy. Okay, which square is congruent to square A? Okay, so the square A has sides of 8 units, whatever those units are. Okay, square B, oops, my sides are 9 units. And square C, my sides are 8 units. Okay, so we're looking for ones that have the same corresponding sides. Okay, so 8 and 8, so it would be square C. Okay, okay, I'm going to do example number 3, and then the U-tries down here encompass both. Okay, so trapezoids A, B, C, D, and J, K, L, M are congruent. Okay, which means that their corresponding sides are congruent. So B and A and K and J are congruent. So I already know that this is 8 feet. Okay. So A says, what is the length of side JM? Okay, so here's JM. So I need to figure out what side in ABCD corresponds to JM. Okay, so AD and JM are corresponding sides. And since I know those two figures are congruent, okay, I know that AD and JM are equal. Okay, so AD and JM are congruent, which means, okay, JM is 10 feet also. Okay, that 10 feet right there. Okay. Okay, now it wants me to find the perimeter of JKLM. Okay, so I know this is 10 feet. Okay, KL corresponds to BC, which is 6 feet. And CD corresponds to LM, or MO, which is 8 feet. So now I just need to add those up. So I have 2 8s, so I'm just going to do 2 times 8, so that I don't have to add it twice. Plus 10 plus 6. So 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 10 is 26. Plus 6 is 32 feet. And it wouldn't be squared because it's not area, it's just perimeter. It's that distance around the outside. Okay? Okay, now you're going to do the U-try. Okay, so number 2 is worth a point on your quick check. Number 3 is worth a point on your quick check. Or 3A is worth a point on your quick check. And 3B is worth a point on your quick check. Okay? Okay, go ahead and try those and then you are all done.